Dun. Test, test, one, two, three. This is a test. Nothing else but a test. A twist. 1, 2, 3. I don't hear my voice. That echo is wild. Anyways, I just wanted to make sure it's working. I want to see if how this is working because I can't hear myself. Good. Very good. Tasty. I have a very good feeling that the fires were started as a weather change. Huh. So there was a good thing about the fire. I've always been told, look at the bright side. I'm looking at the bright side. It got cooler. So, anyways, the fire was nasty, but the bright side, it got cooler. Consumer inflation slows to lowest rate since February 21st. That means America's not failing any longer. America's only looking up from here on now. Let's see what that article says. I want to read your opinion. I want to read what the article's opinions. I want to read what the opinion of CNN is. Nobody else's. It says inflation continues. I'm never ready for any of this. Inflation continues to loosen its grip on American consumers with price hikes slowing by the most in 3.5 years. According to according to new data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics released Wednesday. The Consumer Price Index, a measure of price, and I hate ads. Consumer's Price Index, a measurement of price changes for a commonly purchased basket of goods and services, briskly repeats from 2.9 annual increase in July to 2.5 in August, marking the lowest annual increase since February 2021, landing at a rate that matches the average since 2018. On a monthly basis, prices were unchanged from July. Oh wow, because they couldn't even put the prices any higher, as if they can actually put them higher if they really wanted to. Well, they can do whatever the fuck they want. Anyways, they can do whatever they want. Small plane crash reported at Meridian Golf Club in Douglas County, whoever the fuck that is. An iconic Winston Churchill photograph once stolen and replaced with fake in Ottawa. Ottawa? Yeah, Ottawa has been found. Is I don't understand how that's important. I mean, I know who Churchill was. It's the guy that made the gun, right? The Winston gun. Is that a gun? Yeah, it is a rifle. Cedar Rapids fire crew rescued dog from locked vault. How did that fur baby get in there? Drought hits Dunaby River, reveals scuttled German World War II ships. We're drying up. It rained in the Sahara Desert, if you must know. If anybody cares. If anybody out in the world cares. It rained in the Sahara Desert, by the way. Yes. It hasn't rained there in hundreds of years, they said. I don't know if 2, 3, I don't know. But it hasn't rained in a long time. 2 people hospitalized after explosion at Kansas State Fair concessions trailer. Sucks to suck, nerds. PwC laying off 1,800 employees in first formal cuts since 2009. So is the economy getting better or worse? Because inflation supposedly slowed down, right? From 2.9 to 2.5. But companies are laying off. So which is it? Are we in problem? Are we in trouble or what? Carnival cruise ships collides with iceberg. Titanic all over again. Let's read about that. Titanic all over again. Carnival cruise ships collides with a large piece of ice. What the fuck? You said an iceberg. Now it's just the fucking piece of ice. This is how they get you. Fucking CNN. Fuck. The worst Titanic moment. The words Titanic moment are possible. The last things you want to hear on a boat. But that was the phrase used by passengers on board the Carnival Spirit cruise ships last week after the vessel unexpectedly struck a large piece of ice. No one was hurt on the board, and the ship was undamaged by the incident, which a Carnival Cruiseman line spokesperson described as the vessel hitting an errant piece of drifting ice. If this article would have came out maybe 10 years ago, they would have not put so much emphasis on spokesperson. They would have said spokesman. Even though it was a woman, they would have said spokesman. That's how much power we used to give women to. We used to call him man, but not no more. Well, I guess you do now. Anyways, Carnival Spirit was sailing in Tracy Arm Fjord, Alaska, a waterway south of the city of Juneau, known for its spectacular beauty and pieces of floating ice. Videos of the incident circulating social media. Circulating the social media as multiple passengers filmed the moment the ship collided with the large iceberg. Senator Gillespie posted a video on TikTok in which a voice is heard saying, "If we die, it was damn well worth it. It's a Titanic moment." Just before the vessel struck the ice piece. Meanwhile, passengers Singao described the vessel coming to a halt for hours to assess damages on the Facebook post. They probably should have checked the boat instead of checking the Facebook post. But I don't know. That would be my first idea. Go check the boat. Don't check Facebook first. I don't know, but I'm not the brightest person in the world, so I mean, men in charge with drugging, raping women he met through sugar daddy websites. Is that the one we read? Yeah, that's the French lady we read last week. That one's horrible. That is horrible. What an asshole. No, he's not an asshole. That guy's a fucking piece of shit. Oregon hospital hits with 303 million lawsuit after nurse is accused of replacing fentanyl with tap water. Somebody wanted to get high. Anyways. Ship that sank in 1856 with 132 on board discovered in Atlantic Ocean 200 miles off of Massachusetts. Group says, who cares? It's old shit. Army soldiers charged with assaulting police officer with a flagpole during a Capitol riot. I mean, people believe what they want to believe, right? Anyways, Alberto Fujimori, authoritarian former president of Peru, dies age 86. Good. Well, another old fuck that dies that was in power, wherever they are. As long as they're not in power no more, should be great, right? Anyways, Norfolk Southern CEO fired for consensual relationship with a railroad chief legal officer. How's that? Okay, whatever. Hurricane Francine makes landfall in Louisiana. You know what? My algorithm has not said anything about Louisiana. I just found out about Louisiana today. What the hell? It's supposed to keep me updated with what's going on around the world. I'm supposed to feel like the end of the world is coming soon. And I'm not feeling like that right now. I'm feeling very optimistic. I'm feeling like we might make it. Only because the inflation went down. So we might just make it. Francine brings flood and power cuts to Louisiana and Mississippi. Ooh, again, huh? Francine has left hundreds of thousands without power and caused widespread flooding after slamming the coast of Louisiana before driving inland. It made landfall in Morgan City as a Category 2 hurricane at 1700 local time, 23 GMT. I don't know what the hell that means. On Wednesday, carrying winds of 100 miles per hour. And if you're dumb and you don't know the metric system, 155 kilometers. The hell is a kilometer? The National Hurricane Center, NHC, said it was windy as fuck. Francine rapidly weakened into a tropical storm before diminishing further into a depression on Thursday morning. See, even hurricanes get depressed. What is expected of us? It was moving over central Mississippi on Thursday morning with 35 miles per hour wind and is forecast to head north towards Tennessee and the eastern edge of Arkansas. The NHC said. NHC. I can't read. Bear with me. I cannot read. Bear with me. Experts to review 7 murder cases handled by Minnesota medical examiners accused of false testimony. Dun, 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 dun. John Bon Jovi helped pursue a woman to come off the ledge of a Nashville bridge, police says. You know what? That's a fucking lie. I watched the video. He had some to do with it, but not fully. It was the lady that was with him that convinced the other person to not jump. So Liar. It wasn't him. I didn't. I saw her grab her. Schwar, Schwarber, Schwag, Schwagber breaks single session. God, I sound so dumb trying to read that. Schwagber breaks single. It's dumb. Sport. Stupid. Whoever the fuck that guy is. I can't even say his name, so I'm not even going to try to read it anymore. I give up. Ex-CIA officer who spied for China gets 10 years in prison and a lifetime of polygraph test. Treason. That is a death sentence. We should put treason in that. Treason. Get him. South Korean soccer player Son Jung-ho says Chinese authorities force match-fixing confessions out of him. Does that surprise anybody that China forces people to say, yeah? Not me. It doesn't surprise me. Former model and Miss Switzerland finalist Christina Jaksomivochik peered in blender by husband, reports. What? Former model and Miss Switzerland finalist Christina Jaksimovic pureed in blender by husband, report. What? Was this like an industrial blender? An industrial blender. Deny all the cookies. How do I deny all the cookies? View options. Reject all. Good. Former model and Miss Switzerland finalist Christina Jaksimovic pureed, as in like, what? Okay, I'm not even gonna try to guess. In blender by husband, Christina Jaksimovic, 38, was found dead in her home in Benningen near Basel, Switzerland in February this year. Local outlets report the federal Supreme Court ruled against the release of Thomas after he admitted to the murder of his wife. Former model who was the finalist. We read that. Who cares? That's not what important. I want to know what happened here. Christina Jagmovic, 38, was found dead in her home in Benningen near. We already read that. According to local news outlet in BC Basel, a man named Thomas, 41, appealed. We already read that. God damn! Did you just put the whole thing the whole article as your headline? What the hell? The outlet said he admitted to the killing during the crime reconstruction in March and claimed it was self-defense after she attacked him with a knife. Crazy bitch. BC Basel said the ruling from the court held Ms. Jaksimovic was strangled to death. An autopsy report included in a ruling said Ms. Jaksimovic, Ms. J, and we're just gonna say Ms. J. I don't want to keep trying to read that. Body was then dismembered in the laundry room with a jigsaw knife and garden shears. Holy shit, that's what I was thinking that they did. It added body parts were then chopped up with the hand blender, pureed, and dissolved in the chemical solution. BC Basel said Thomas was arrested the day after Miss J's body was found and initially told investigators he had found her dead and dismembered her body in their laundry room in panic. God, who just... So he didn't puree her whole body because they found her body, so just her arms? I don't know. That's crazy. Is it justified if she attacked him with a knife? I'm asking questions. Is it justified? Is it justified if it... Well, I mean, the pureeing is not justified in any way. A runway penguin spends 2 weeks missing at sea. A typhoon has saved her. How do you know? Did the fucking penguin tell you? Yeah, a typhoon saved me, you dumb fucks. Jesus. Days after landfall, Typhoon Yagi continues to devastate Vietnam, leaving around 200 dead. Did you see that bridge collapse in Vietnam? Yes, I did. Navien reached 120 million settlement with CFPB for misleading students' loans borrowers. That's surprising anybody. U.S. Border Patrol reports record numbers of encounters with migrants at the Canadian border. Good. Canada needs to take them all because Canada can give them the freedom that they want. Canada can do it. If anybody can, Canada can do it. Can do it too. All right. A Moderna lays out a plan to slice research and develop spending. Moderna, huh? Okay. Ohio. Whoa. Ohio is sending troopers. Nobody saw that. Ohio is sending troopers and 2.5 millions to a city that has seen an influx of Haitian migrants. All right. So it has to be said that lady was eating a cat, and it wasn't in Springfield, Ohio. It was in, forgot the name of the city, but it wasn't in Springfield, Ohio, and it was an American resident. So just so you are aware of that. Nobody's eating cats and dogs. They're only eating the ducks at the park. And you might say, who cares? You eat ducks. But there's a non-written rule, and there might be a written rule, where we've all agreed the ducks at the park we don't eat. All right. Ohio sending troopers. We already read that. The government of Ohio will send law enforcement and millions of dollars in healthcare resources to the city of Springfield as it faces a surge in temporary Haitian migrants that has landed it in the national spotlight. Republican Ohio Governor Mike DeWayne said Tuesday he doesn't oppose the temporary protective status program under which 1,500 Haitians have arrived in the city of about 59,000 people since 2020, but said that the federal government must do more to help impact the communities. His news conference was held just hours before the presidential debate between Vice President and former Republican President Donald Trump, where the divided over immigrant policy was sure to be an issue. On Monday's Republican Ohio Attorney General Dave Jost also drew attention to the crisis when he directed his office to research legal avenues, including filing lawsuits to stop the federal government from sending an unlimited amount of migrants to Ohio communities. That wasn't that important. Not my pig, not my farm. Harvey Weinstein indicted on new charges by New York grand jury. Is he not dead yet? Bomb threat reported on multiple buildings in Springfield, Ohio. I bet you it was a Haitian. Boeing factory workers are voting whether to strike and shut down aircraft production. Shut it down. A magnitude 4.7 earthquake rocks parts of Southern California. People panic for no reason. Like I said, anything over 5, panic. Under 5, relax. Read the fuck lax. Colorado teen shot in the face after trying to ask for permission to take photos of property, police says. Yeah, they walked into the property, first of all. And second of all, what the fuck? Why shoot him in the face after he's already out of the property? Broomfield police rushed to active shooting at an apartment complex northwest of Denver. Haitian families in Ohio under attack as racist claims spread. I mean, teenager killed man 30 minutes after police freed him. Shouldn't have let him go. North Dakota judge strikes down the state abortions law. Free Shamink. Don't free anybody. Oh, Oh, isn't okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah. This, yes. Free Kashamenk, the campaign to release the last captive orca in Latin America. Listen, that orca's been in captivity forever. It's not a great idea to let it go. It will die if you let it go. It has to be kept in that pool from then on. I know you're trying to do a just thing. You're trying to be helpful, but you're not because you're just gonna get it killed even faster out there in the real world. High dose of ADHD drugs linked to greater risk of psychosis. Does it surprise anybody? I don't think it should surprise anybody. Judge narrows elections interference case against Trump in Georgia. Ooh, I must be tired. Wife of California inmate wins 5.6 million in settlement for strip search. Why are we giving criminals this much leeway? I mean, it's not a wrong thing to, well, I mean, strip, I don't know, but to search. Never mind. I didn't say anything. Georgia school shooting suspect's dad asked for protection after inculpable numbers of threats in jail. Hey man, you what is it? You weep what you sow, something like that? Navient Research 120 million settlements of mislead of for misleading students loan borrowers. Hello. Second Circuit rejects Donald Trump's request to halt post conviction proceeding in hush money case. So what? He gave money to a hooker, and that hooker didn't keep her mouth shut. It took 50,000 gallons of water to put out Tesla's fire in California, U.S. agency says. Well, no shit. It was a battery burning. It wasn't fire. Well, it was fire, but not from like wood or something like that. It was just the battery burning. Burn, you bitch. Japan's Mitsubishi's to buy stakes off ammonia from ExxonMobil in Texas. After more than a century, the Campbell's company dropped soups from its name. What? That's worthy of reading. Campbell soup. I remember the commercial where the Campbell soup would roll its way to your house. It's not going to roll its way to your house no more, people. After more than a century, the Campbell Soup Company, whose soup cans were famously rendered iconic by Andy Warhol, says it's dropping soup. It's dropping soup from its corporate name and adding an apostrophe, soups. An apostrophe. What is an apostrophe? Like those, I think. A company which had net sales of 9.6 billions last year was founded in 1869 as Andersons and Campbell and adopted its current name in 1922. Andersons and Campbell. Yeah. Adopted its new name. The Camden, NJ-based, New Jersey-based food giant said changing its name to the Campbell's Company is part of its evolution as it adopts a new strategy and new missions. And don't forget, it'll save you taxes if you change the name. The subtle yet important change retains the company iconic name recognition, reputation, and equity built over 155 years, while better reflecting the full breadth of company portfolio. Campbell CEO Mark Klaus told investors this week. It's just the latest familiar brand to see a corporate name change. Not long ago, Twitter became X, and Dunkin' Donuts became just Dunkin'. In addition, the Soup Campbell also owns a variety of familiar brands, including Pepper Ridge Farms, Prego, and V8. Oh, you mean kind of like a Monopoly? Kind of, sort of, right? Yeah. Big consumers' names have been under increased pressure in recent years, especially as inflation drives grocery shoppers to seek out store brands and try to save money. No, it's not just inflation, it's the fucking all the stores wanting to fucking overcharge for everything. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but that's what they're doing. It's not just inflation, it's companies just overcharging us for fucking shit. Hit and run driver smashes through Folsom's Fieldgate, picking up wins. Pickup wins winds up in Colorado Buffalo's football field. Who cares? That's how much I hate sports. Boeing workers overwhelmingly reject contract, prepare to strike. So you shouldn't be part of a union, people. Don't be part of a union. Fake video targeting France and UAE, likely Russian, despite Moscow's links to Gulf Arab states. Quick question. Is the U.S. still protecting the Arab nation? What for if they're not going to be part of the petrodollar no more? Get rid of it. Get rid of it. A bag of Cheetos created a huge impact on the national park ecosystem. This is what fucking pigs do. They throw their trash where they fucking eat. So now you got a cave that was historic, known for being intact. Somebody left the fucking bag of Cheetos in there and just ruined it all. Just imagine. Ranger of Carlsbad Cave National Park in southern New Mexico describe it as a world-changing event for the tiny microbes and insects that call this specialized subterranean environment home. The bat could have been there a day or two, maybe just hours, but those salty morsels of processed corn made soft by thick humidity trigger the growth of mold in the cavern floor and on nearby cave formations. To the ecosystem on the cave, it had a huge impact. The park noted on a social media post explaining that cave crickets, mites, spiders, and flies soon organized to eat and disperse the foreign mess, essentially spreading the contamination. The bright orange bag was spotted off the trail by a ranger during one of the regular sweeps that the park staff makes through the big room, the large single cave chamber by volume in North America. At the end of each day, they are looking for straggling. Oh man, you made me lose. Oh, straggling visitors and any litter or other waste that might have been left behind on the paved trail. Okay, so if they check it every day, how the fuck did they miss this bag? Someone's not doing their fucking job. It was somebody's job to make sure that freaking Cheeto bag was not left there. Sure, the jackass that threw it on there should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Death penalty for ruining a cave. That's crazy. The death penalty for ruining a cave. It's all fun and games until it happens to you. So, there we go. Philippine Son of God priest pleads not guilty to child abuse trafficking charges. Yeah, like anybody's going to believe you're not guilty. Passengers ordered to pay more than $5,000 in fuel costs after flight diverted due to bad behavior. Bad behavior. Man charged in shooting after being tackled in Newton pro-Israel rally due in court. Again, if we know they did it, why are we putting them through the court system? Why are we wasting all those resources on people that we know they did it? What other fair trial can you give them by knowing, hey, we saw you do it. Everybody saw you do it. Everybody who saw him do it and say, I. And mostly everybody would have seen you do it. So why are we wasting resources? Biden targets Sheen Timu with new rules to curb alleged abuse of U.S. trade loophole. An American suspected of 86 count of reckless driving. He filmed it himself. Good, you need evidence. 2 Springfield's public schools evacuated and 1 closed after warnings. Why? Were there Haitians around eating dogs? Is that why? Let's find out if those Haitians were eating dogs and that's why they had to shut down those 2 Springfield schools. 2 Springfield City School District's elementary schools were evacuated and the middle school was closed Friday morning after a bomb threat against the buildings were made. The building were made. According to school officials, Perry Woods Elementary School and Snow Hill Elementary School students were evacuated from their buildings Friday morning and moved to an alternate district location, according to SCSD. New release. The district dismissed students to their parents. Additional Roosevelt Middle School was closed before the start of the school day related to the same bomb threat. The law enforcement has swept the building and determined that they are safe to enter the district. The district is working with local and state federal authorities to investigate the bomb threats, officials said at 2 p.m. release. In a 2 p.m. release. Bam, bam, bam. Goddamn kids always trying to prove something, I guess. Driver charged with killing of Godrea brothers had blood alcohol levels over the legal limits. Justin Timberlake to agree to a plea deal in DWI arrest, sources say. Yeah, he's going to pay a hefty fine, and yeah, you could walk away. Scientists who discover mammals can breathe through their anuses received IG Nobel Prizes. So does that mean I can breathe through my asshole? That's what that probably means. Let's see. Let's see what the discovery is that mammals can breathe through their asshole. The world still holds many unanswered questions, but thanks to the efforts of the research team awarded in the IG Nobel Prize on Thursday, some of these questions, which you might not even have thought existed, now have answers. We now know that many mammals can breathe through their anuses. That there isn't an equal probability the coin will land on the head or tail. That some real plants somehow imminent to shapes of neighboring fake plastic plants. The fake medicine, which causes painful side effects, can be more effective than fake medicine without side effects. And the many of these people famous for reaching lofty old ages lived in places that had a bad record keeping. The award, which had no affiliation to the Nobel Prize, aimed to celebrate the unusual honor of imaginative and spur people in interest in science, medicine, and technology by taking people laugh, then think in the 2-hour ceremony. As quirky as the scientists and achievements, it was celebrating. Audience members were welcomed to their seats by according. This is not even important to the fucking. This article is just garbage. It doesn't tell me anything about how do they discover that you can breathe through your asshole. How do I go on about breathing through my asshole? Just breathing, nothing else. Boards had to close Virginia plant linked to deadly listeria outbreak. Shut it down. Shut it down. Get rid of them. State Department diplomacy security officers pleaded guilty to storming the Capitol. Now, soldiers, security officers, police officers, I bet you I wouldn't be surprised if there's a police officer. Is there an article about a police officer storming the Capitol on January 6, 20 years ago? It wasn't that long ago, but it was almost that long ago. Murdoch family succession battles will remain confidential. Judge rules. Congo court sentenced 3 Americans, 34 others to death in coup charges. 3 Americans, you say, huh? It must have not been us. Explosion at an Idaho gas station leaves 2 critical injured and others presumed dead. The Boeing Starliner astronauts, we found some things that we just could not get comfortable with. Oh, those are the ones that were gonna. Yeah, that's why they didn't come in up. The first violin performance in space. I mean, it would be really impressive if there was like hundreds of people out in space trying to become real violinists. But they can't because the competition is tough. But when you only have one chick, I don't know how that person identified itself, but when you only have that one, it's not impressive at all. As a matter of fact, being in space is not impressive at all because anybody who's out in space, they went on a machine. They didn't do it themselves. The machine did all the work. Remember, the machine did all the work. It just exploded. Springfield woman claims she never meant to spark false rumor about Haitians. But okay, whatever. Brazil judge withdraws 3.3 million from Musk Starlink and X to pay for social media fines. What? That guy paying it or what? South Korea was the world's biggest baby exporter. New evidence shows some mothers were forced to give up children. For a hefty amount of money, you can give up that nuisance of a child. Family outrage after death of Massachusetts State Police trainee. Well, Arizona's 1864 abortion ban is officially off the books. You can now get an abortion in Arizona, probably. No, you could not, I should say. With the I-75 shooter still a large, students stay home for a week as police urge residents to avoid the outside. Oh yeah, I heard about that. There was a shooter shooting at people on the fucking road, on the freeway, whatever you call it, but they were shooting. Thousands of tips have poured in from several states, but the man accused of raining bullets onto the Interstate 75 in Kentucky keeps evading capture, prompting more school closures and a plea for nearby residents to avoid the wilderness. The man home for Joseph Couch, 32, entered on 7th day Friday as authorities. I'm going to go soon. The vast rugged wilderness of the Daniel Boone National Forest in eastern Kentucky. Couch is accused of wounding 5 people from afar with an AR-15 rifle shortly after texting a woman to say, "I'm going to kill a lot of people. We'll try at least." Piece of shit. You hurt innocent people. I hope you get hurt. Judge frees Colorado paramedic convicted in death of Elijah McClain from prison. I don't know that is. Zimbabwe orders cull of 200 elephants amid food shortage from drought. Microsoft uses automated robots to disassemble a recycle HDD company typically shreds 2 million hard drives per day. Man plays trombone during surgery. That's not impressive. He's the only guy doing it. If there was like hundreds of guys playing the trombone during their brain surgery, I would be like, God damn, dude, that's impressive. Like, you're better than all these people that are doing the same thing as you are. But you're the only one doing it. That's not impressive. I'm not easily impressed. Yeah, I am. Oh, look, a cookie. More threats in Springfield, Ohio. We need help, not hate. Mayor says. Australian woman is found guilty of fatally injecting her neighbor with coronavirus. Putin's options for Ukraine. Missile response includes nuclear tests, expert says. I said it before, I'll say it again. Bring it, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Uh, I don't even want to get scared by that, so I'm not even going to read it. River otter drags child off dock and underwater in rare attack in Washington Marina. Venezuelan says it has seized 400 U.S. rifles and arrested foreign Americans, among them over alleged plot to destabilize country. Your country is already destabilized. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, destabilized. Bomb threat forces locked down two Springfield Hospital. Nothing found during investigation. Officer in Tyreek Hills detained had 6 suspects and numerous reprimands, record shows. Alabama officials sued for allegedly suppressing new citizens' voting rights. Give me my right to vote. Crisis at a Jewish chronicle as students based on wild fabrications are withdrawn. Well, that's fun. That's what happened in the world now, people. The world is a wild place. Wild. Oh, yeah. Well, this is always a great time to read the news. To know exactly what's happening. I bet you most people don't know about that shooter at the I-45, I-75 and wherever that is. Stay safe. Read all the whole article so you know you're not being duped when you're reading the news. Anyways, read the whole thing. Deuces.